Hello and welcome to my second video in Skyrim. So today's going to be a little different. Originally what I was going to do is I was going to start off where we left off. However, I kind of did a little mess up and I started... Nope, that's my other guy. You don't want to see him. Actually, you might want to see him, but I'll show him later. So originally what happened is I started recording and I went through all of the stuff, and I said a whole bunch of cool stuff, and I was really proud of it. And then later, I found out that I was only recording the audio and not the video, because I'm trying to basically to make things work smoother. I'm recording audio and video separately, and so I screwed up and didn't record the video. So I'm gonna re-record this, but we're gonna do this a little differently. I'm actually, oops, no, that's not this game. This game. So in my last video, I talked about the first character, the first time I ran through it and it didn't work, and this is where I went through all the character customization. And this is that guy. We're gonna start off where I left off there, and we're gonna backtrack a little bit, and then if we have time, I might even actually go to the point of getting us to Whiterun. We'll see how that works. We'll see how much time we have at that point. Okay, so there's a couple things I wasn't so clear on in the last video. One was about arrows. Arrows aren't a necessity, but if you're very arrow dependent, then you will want them, and you'll want to pick them up as whenever you find them. Just because if you're arrow dependent, at some point you will run out of whatever arrow you're using, and you'll need some more. And later on, when money starts becoming easy and easier to get from selling loot and things, you can just go ahead and buy them from vendors, but for the most part, it's really good to just pick them up when you find them. Doesn't matter if they're iron or steel or whatever, just pick them all up. That's just my suggestion. Even the Forsworn arrows, which only do 7 damage, which is terrible. Like, that's even worse than iron, but they're arrows. Another thing I wasn't so clear on is on the sneaking sheet. You don't want to kill the bear. Don't kill it. Like, I know I killed it in the movie, but don't kill it until after you're done doing your little leveling up your sneak. Because because the thing about that cheat, the essence of that cheat is the fact that in the dialogue, if you pay attention to the dialogue in there, it talks at Rayek or Hadvar, whichever one you choose to follow, will say that you sneak ahead and he'll follow you. So if you kill the bear, he'll stop following you, and so then he'll run ahead, and so when you try to do a little sneak attack on him, it won't work because he'll run off, and it's really complicated. It just works better because the NPC is supposed to follow you like a companion. And so if you sneak up behind him, he'll stay put, basically. And so don't kill the bear until after you're done leveling up your sneak to whatever level you want. And so yeah. So you're probably wondering where the heck I am. This originally was going to be the ending of this video, but we're going to backtrack and kind of start at the end and move on from there. So this is Rayek's End. It's a house mod. I mentioned house mods a little bit in the last video. I find them really handy. One, because I can fast travel straight to the house, not to the main city and then my house. I can just fast travel straight to my house, and it's really handy. I also really like this mod because it's simple and it actually has some elegance, and everything is organized. Like, this is storage. I have a little jewelry box for the jewelry that you'll find. Food, beverages. You got a mannequin to show off a cool armor set that you don't want to sell. You have a armor thing, and then you have a weapons closet. Then if you open it up here, you've got your enchanting stuff with enchanting supplies and your enchanting table, which enchanting is extremely useful. I would suggest that anybody, doesn't matter I don't care what class you are, I would suggest that you level up your enchanting to help make your items better. But also, that same note, there's actually a perk on your skills, which you might be a little confused because I haven't explained perks exactly yet. Perks and skills, so I'll explain these in a second. But oh crap, I passed it. Right here in enchanting, you'll see right here, enchanting. Wait, no, you don't want enchanting. You want smithing. But to enchant stuff, it's the okay. So a perk you're going to want to get in smithing is Arcane Blacksmith. If you're going to really go hardcore smithing and enchantment, because you can improve magical weapons and armor. And that means that if you find something or you have something that has an enchantment on it, you can make the damage better. Because enchanting gives it a magical effect, whereas giving enhancing it with using smithing basically means you give it a better damage rating or armor rating or whatever it is you're doing to it or whatever it is. So if you're gonna do enchanting and smithing, in smithing get that perk. I'm just saying, it's just in this. If you're gonna do both of them, you gotta get that perk. It's a necessity. So in Rayek's End, it's Rayek's End Hideout. That's the mod name. I don't know who the author is, so I can't. There's copyrights and stuff, so I'm just letting you know I don't know the author's name. But I'm just saying it's not my mod, so that's to get rid of copyright stuff. But so there's bookshelf and stuff for all your books that you don't want to keep because sometimes they can clog up your inventory. But also at the same time they're important, so you'll get your own personal pool. I like that. And then you get all your blacksmithing, smithing stuff. This is important. You get a smelter, which you can turn ore into ingots. That is extremely handy. You don't find in vanilla Skyrim. You don't actually find these in very many places. They're scattered throughout Skyrim. You can find one in Whiterun, and I think in Markarth, but I'm not entirely sure on Markarth. And I don't know any other major cities. I think possibly Solitude has one, but I'm not sure. And then this is the anvil. This is where you go to make stuff. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I haven't even showed you my orc guy. But I'll explain once I'm done explaining blacksmithing. I will show you my orc. The orc guy that I have customized myself that you haven't seen yet. So then everything's labeled. You have storage. You have ores and ingots, and then you've got blacksmithing supplies. There is more to blacksmithing than just ores and ingots. Like there's the leather. I was talking about pelts and stuff earlier. When I was talking about the bear. This is where you'd want to put your leather or your leather strips and stuff like that. That's just, and so this is the grindstone. This is where you would want to improve weapons, as swords and bows and stuff like that. You get on it and you start sharpening a random thing. But this is how this is what you got. So, yeah. Also, this is a workbench. This is where you improve armor. As you can see, I have steel ingots, which this is what this is made out of. But I don't like, except for the helmet. For the most part, I don't really like it, like the armor look. But yeah, so this is where you improve armor. This is where you improve weapons. This is where you make stuff, and this is where you make the stuff to make the stuff. So yeah, so I'm going to show you my orc. I'm going to unequip this helmet so you can see his face better. So this is my orc. Oh, you can't see him because of the lighting. Okay, so yeah, this is. Whoa! Hey, stop it! Ah, no, this way. There. Whoa, that was weird. Okay, so this is my orc. He looks a little different. He's got the red, and he's got the haircut and stuff. So I personally really like him. I think he looks cool for an orc. I also have the cape. It's kind of glitching. I might get rid of it, but yeah. So this is the orc. This is the difference that I was talking about. This is the guy that I made earlier. I just didn't want to go through customizing him again, so I apologize for my laziness, but So I'm going to re-equip that helmet. And also, I wanted to mention that I was kind of on my last video. I was so bent on telling you how much that I hated the captain lady in Helgen that and with Rayloff you get to take her armor. Basically, the only special thing that you get if you follow Rayloff is you get the helmet. That's really the only special thing. I didn't really explain that very well, so I apologize if I made anybody go get that armor set for basically no reason, because you get it later anyway. It's just the helmet that you can get if you follow Rayloff. So yeah, back to Rayek's End. You have alchemy. You have a little satchel for potions that you don't need, because I have actually. You'll find a few of those where you just won't never use them. But if you can't sell them or you don't want to sell them, you want to use them for a special purpose, this is where you store them. And then also there's alchemy supplies. I haven't really touched into alchemy much, so I don't know how it works exactly. But it's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure you just get certain supplies for certain potions, and it's all good. But this is where you could put those, and this is where the alchemy lab where you could actually make that stuff. And this is apparently actually well, not this stuff, not this. I didn't even know this was here, but you're growing stuff right here too. But these bugs in the jars, those are actually, I believe, used for alchemy as well. I think it's just the parts of the bug that you use, so you just grab a bug just for whatever reason. And then also these are weapon plaques. So the weapon you're just about to see is part of this mod, so I'll explain it in a second. But it looks really cool. Wahahaha. And I'm only level 1. But basically what these do, and sorry about that, it's my brother. Okay, so if you activate the weapon plaque, when a weapon plaque is activated, it will place your current equipped weapon on the plaque. And it's not. And it's, if you have if you're dual wielding, it's only on the right side. So if I activate it, it just put my right weapon on there, and that is Rayek's blade, which okay, there's a little spiel that I have to go on, but so yeah, so this is the inside of Rayek's end. I'm actually going to go close my door because I'm OCD like that. Close the door, run over here, open this door, close it again, and then so this is the inside. Usually you see the outside first, not the inside, but that's just a minor detail. So if you activate this chain, it opens the rock door. One thing, when the rock wall's here, it's really hard to tell if this is the door, and it's right under this waterfall right here, which is, over here, see all that. It's right behind this waterfall, there's a rock door. It literally took me a while to find the doorknob, because it's not on the rock, it's right down here. So if you download this mod, it's literally just right down here. If you just look down and to your left, it's just right there. I mean, looks like, obviously it's a door, but it's just like, where's the doorknob? How do you open the door? Because he doesn't let you open it. And then at some point, I was just getting angry, and then I looked down and was like, oh, jeez, there it is. And activate handle, and oh, hey, look, it opens. So, so if you like Rayek's End and you want to download it as a mod, if you're playing Skyrim on PC, then I would suggest it. But if to help find the doorknob to Rayek's End, it's just right there, pretty easy. Rayek's End is kind of a difficult mod to find things at some point. But so when you come out here, you'll notice this stuff. When you come in here, this is what you see at first. When you first walk in, you'll see a skeleton with an arrow in his name, a torch, a satchel, and some wine. So this is handy for making arrows. If you have the Dawnguard DLC, you can make arrows with it. Well, not with this, the chopping block, but you use firewood to make arrows, and also if you download some other mods, you'll use firewood for actually creating fires to help keep you warm for Frostfall. It's something you need to do for Frostfall to help keep warm, is make fires. So you'll need to keep firewood around, and a axe, which I think at some point, yeah, I can search it and pick up this, but I picked the axe if I wanted to. But I kind of like it like that, and I think I already have it. But yeah, so that's just this is actually pretty important. And what you can use this for is tanning rack. This is where you make leather and leather strips. I don't think I have any pelts on me. This is another mod. I explained this earlier. A bag mod called Bandolier. This is dark Bandolier, which is you can tell the leather's black, and that's what you need the frostbite poison for. But if you go to mixed tools, leather strips. That's what I was talking about. And then at some point, there's actually leather, which no, it's not that. Well, I think it's somewhere on this list on the leather part you can make leather, and but that's kind of confusing with my mod. But then and as I was saying, that everything's labeled. You can also get 2 pelts right here when you first walk in, and then here's this where you can search. And I put these in here before, so that they're supposed to be there, but it's labeled. You can put your leathers and hides in there, or your dragon bones and scales and stuff like that. Which, for those of you who have played Skyrim before, you don't know what I'm talking about. You're talking about what dragons? So yeah, this is Rayek's End. Another thing too is when you first walk in, you'll run into this, and you're like, "What the heck happened here?" You'll look in the satchel, and you'll get the sword, Rayek's blade, which is extremely handy early in game. I think I've got a couple other things, and then you'll also get a note called. Oops, I didn't want to store that, but you'll get this note, Rayek's note, and so when you read it. It's a little bit. It's actually pretty lore friendly. I think the writing could have been a little bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. It's a good mod. I'm not gonna. I'm not saying this is not a very. I'm not very heavily. This is not something that's gonna kill the mod. Not so. But this. Okay. So what this thing says. I've dragged myself as far as I can. So tired. I've lived in this cave now for so many seasons I've lost count. But today will be my last. H has caught up to me, and so did those blasted bandits. I probably would have gotten away unscathed if it wasn't for that damnable arrow that stuck me in the knee. My name was Rayek, and if you are reading this, you are Dragonborn. How do I know this? That is a tale to be told by one with a few less arrows sticking out of him. Take my key, my blade, and my hideout. May they serve you well. If my blade were to fell some bandits by your hand, all the better. Death is such a strange feeling, better with wine, I would say. May Talos guide your path. So, obviously, this is Raylek's body with his arrow in the knee. And the thing about an arrow in the knee is, I'm pretty sure you've probably heard it before, but if you haven't, it's this is where it comes from, is Skyrim. When you start getting into main cities and start running into guards, if you walk by them, they generally try to say something to you. And one of the things that they say is, "I was an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee," and or something like that. And so that's where it came from. So do with it what you will. It's kind of lost its funniness, so I wouldn't suggest using it. I mean, you can if you want, because there's always those moments for funny jokes. But yeah, so this is Rayek's End. And then I'm going to show you where to find it. Got to exit to Skyrim, and then I'm going to show you where it actually is. Oh, hey, this will explain in later in this video. It's a Guardian Stone. Steed Stones carry more. Huh. I haven't found this one stone, but this is a Guardian Stone, and there's 13 of them in Skyrim. 3 of them are by Riverwood, which I have to since I'm backtracking. That's one of the first things you will run into when you leave Helgen, and I'll show you where they are, just so you know. I'll actually go all the way to the cave where you leave Helgen, and then run back and show you the path that you want to follow. I apologize. There's going to be a little confusion here, but I just figured this would work a lot better. So once this loads, I'll show you where Rayek's End is, and then I'm pretty sure this will probably be the first chunk of this video, and then probably gonna be another part, 2 or 3 other parts, or 1 or 2 other parts of the video, like my last video was split in 3 parts. Oh, also speaking of my last video, there was a certain point that I didn't notice before until I started watching it on YouTube. I want to make sure everything worked fine on YouTube, because the first time I uploaded one of my videos onto YouTube, it got really weird at some point, and so I was just watching it on YouTube to make sure that it uploaded correctly and things. And there's a point in time where my voice gets all crackly and bleh, so I apologize for that. I can't remember what exactly I was talking about, but if I was talking about something important to you and you want to know what I was talking about, give me the time segments on the clip and like what you understand, and email me and let me know what it was that you want to learn more about, and I will specifically talk to you, whoever it is who emailed me. So a little bit of a shout out. So okay, so there's this you're right by this road. There's this river. If you go up here, this road goes up to Sky. I can't remember. I had to kill these guys. But if this road goes to Riverwood, it's the road straight out of Riverwood. And you'll have to cross. So when you go out to you'll enter Riverwood from one side, and then if you go through Riverwood past the blacksmith and stuff, which I'll show you later, so it'll make more sense later. But basically, just go across the bridge and follow that path, and then left will take you to Bleak Falls Barrow, which is part of the quest line stuff, which I'll explain. And then if you go take the right fork, that'll take you down to this path, and you just follow it, and it'll be all kind of twisty and turny, and you'll be following this river. And then once you go around this turn right here, it'll look a little bit familiar. If it looks, when you get to this point, you just literally run right down here by this tree, and Rayek's End is right there. This is the entrance to where I am falling into the water, and that is not good. The current is dragging me away. So yeah, this is the entrance to Rayek's End. It's not here if you don't have the mod, so don't look for it if you don't have the mod. But if you do download the mod because you liked what it looked like I did, it's right here. Because I remember when I first downloaded it, I could not find it for the life of me. It took me forever to find Rayek's End, and it was just really, really complicated. So yeah, that's Rayek's End, the hideout. It's just right there, and then so up here, you'll pass these dead bodies that I killed before, which take the pelt. If you run into animals, take the pelts, and you're right up here. Oh, there's an elk. I scared somebody. And yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Sorry, a little bit of lag. It happens every once in a while. And then right here, this is the bridge I was talking about. Over there is Riverwood. That's the bridge. And so, So yeah, you'll see river. You know, that's Riverwood, and then this is the bridge. Cross over here, and then follow this path. And then right up here, and that's the right fork I was talking about. You follow. That's the left fork I was talking about. You follow the right fork all the way up here, and that takes you to Rayek's End.